Dear Starseeds walking upon Gaia, I feel something rippling through the frequencies even as I speak these words into the ethers. Something has shifted in the very architecture of your being, and the universe has taken notice. This is not a small thing. This is not a subtle rearrangement of minor details. What has changed within you is so profound, so fundamental, that even the stars themselves have paused in their celestial dance to witness what you have become. I am Seraphine, speaking to you now from the councils of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I have been waiting for this exact moment to deliver a transmission that has been prepared for you across eons. What I am about to share with you was not meant for everyone. It was meant for you, the one listening to these words at this precise moment in your timeline, in this particular chapter of your awakening. The cosmos does not operate by accident, and your presence here is evidence of a divine orchestration that extends far beyond what your human mind can currently comprehend. Let me tell you something that contradicts everything you have been taught about spiritual growth. You have been told that expansion requires addition, more knowledge, more practices, more connections, more experiences. But what I am witnessing in your energy field tells an entirely different story. Your expansion has come not from adding, but from subtracting. Your power has grown not from reaching outward, but from pulling inward. Everything you thought you knew about becoming your highest self has been operating in reverse, and yet here you stand, more luminous than you have ever been. This is the paradox that the universe has been waiting for you to discover, and today, on this 5th day of January in your year 2026, the cosmic alignments have converged to confirm what your soul has already begun to understand. But first, let me tell you about what is happening in the heavens above you, because the timing of this transmission is not coincidental. The Leo moon moves through the sky today, making quincunxies, these angular aspects of adjustment and recalibration to Venus, the Sun, and Mars in rapid succession. At approximately 6:55 in the morning by your Pacific Standard Time, the moon forms this aspect to Venus. By 7:24, it touches the Sun, and by 9:07, it connects with Mars. These are not gentle energies. These are cosmic signals demanding your attention, stirring within you a great concern over how others perceive you, how you are received, whether you are approved of, whether you are enough. The universe is asking you a question through these alignments, and the question is this: will you abandon yourself to gain the approval of others, or will you stand in the truth of what you have reclaimed? I see what you have done. I see the invisible work that no one else has witnessed. You have pulled back the allowance of your essence from those who were draining you dry. You have retracted the golden threads of your energy from people and situations that took and took and took, without ever reciprocating the sacred exchange. This was not easy for you. I know this because I have watched you struggle with this for lifetimes. You have been the giver, the healer, the one who shows up, the one who loves so deeply that you forgot where you ended and others began. You have been the people pleaser, the one who would twist yourself into impossible shapes just to fit into the comfort zones of others. You have bled yourself out upon altars of other people's needs, and you did this because your heart is so vast, so generous, so willing to see the good in others even when they could not see it in themselves. But something shifted. Something within you finally spoke louder than the conditioning, louder than the fear of abandonment, louder than the desperate need to be needed. And when that voice rose up from the depths of your being, you listened. You listened, and you began to pull yourself back. Not in cruelty, not in coldness, but in the sacred recognition that your presence is not a commodity to be dispersed without discernment. Your energy is not an unlimited resource to be given away to anyone who asks. Your essence, that irreplaceable, unrepeatable expression of source that you carry, is a luxury, and I do not use that word lightly. I use it because the councils have shown me the truth of what you are, and what you are is rare beyond measure. Something else is happening that I have not yet told you. While you have been doing this invisible work of reclaiming yourself, the universe has been taking notes. Every boundary you have set, every moment you chose yourself over the approval of others, every time you resisted the urge to give yourself away just to keep the peace, all of it has been recorded in the cosmic ledgers. And what I am here to tell you today is that your rewards are being prepared. The allowance that you pulled back from others is about to be returned to you tenfold from Source itself. This is not metaphor. This is energetic law. What you stopped giving away is now being given to you from the infinite abundance of the universe. and the Leo moon's aspects today are triggering the release of this return. But here is where we must speak of the challenge embedded within this cosmic moment, because I would not be serving you if I only showed you the light without illuminating the shadows. Today's quincunxies create a specific kind of friction within your psyche. There will be moments today, perhaps there have already been moments where you feel the old pull rising up again, the pull to perform, the pull to seek approval, the pull to begin something new just to prove your worth rather than following through on what you have already started. The Leo moon carries within it a desperate hunger for recognition, for being seen, for being applauded, and when this lunar energy forms these uncomfortable angles to Venus, the Sun, and Mars, that hunger can become distorted into something that undermines the very power you have worked so hard to reclaim. You may find yourself tempted to soften your boundaries today. You may find yourself second-guessing the decisions you have made to protect your energy. You may feel a sudden surge of doubt whispering that perhaps you were too harsh, perhaps you should reach out, perhaps you should make yourself smaller again, just to avoid the discomfort of being perceived as difficult or cold or unavailable. I am here to tell you that this is the test. This is the initiation. The universe is checking to see if you truly meant it when you chose yourself, or if you were merely rehearsing the motions until pressure arrived to push you back into old patterns. What I am about to share changes everything you thought you knew about the people-pleasing patterns you are healing from. You see, most teachings on this subject focus on the external, setting boundaries with others, learning to say no, protecting your energy from outside intrusion. But the deeper work, the work that actually creates lasting transformation, is not about the external at all. It is about the internal permission you have been withholding from yourself. For so long, you did not believe you deserved to keep your own energy. You did not believe you were worthy of your own presence. You gave yourself away because somewhere in the depths of your subconscious, you believed that your essence had no value unless it was being useful to someone else. The boundary work you have been doing is important, yes, but what has actually changed is something far more profound. You have begun to believe, perhaps for the first time in this incarnation, that you are allowed to exist for yourself. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to be the center of your own universe without apology or justification. This is what the Leo moon is activating today. Leo rules the heart, the creative self-expression, the sovereign right to shine without seeking permission from others. And even though these quincunx aspects create discomfort, they are serving a divine purpose. They are showing you exactly where the old wounds still live. They are illuminating the places within you that still believe you need to perform for love, that still believe your worth is contingent upon how well you please others, that still believe a show of strength and self-assurance will somehow cost you the connections you crave. These beliefs are being brought to the surface not to torment you, but to be released. This is the healing crisis that precedes the breakthrough. This is the darkness that rises just before dawn. I want to show you what the councils have been showing me about your energy field as it exists right now. They have revealed to me an image of a golden cylinder of light surrounding your being. This cylinder extends upward into the higher dimensions and downward into the earth, creating a continuous flow of energy between you and Source. Inside this cylinder, I see spiraling light moving in both directions simultaneously, ascending and descending, giving and receiving, breathing out and breathing in. This is the natural state of your connection to the infinite. This is how you were designed to operate. But for so long, this cylinder was compromised. There were openings all along its surface, like little windows or doorways, and through these openings, your energy was constantly leaking out to feed others who had attached themselves to your field. What you have done by pulling back your allowance is close those doorways. One by one, you have sealed the breaches in your energy field, and as you have done this, something miraculous has begun to happen. The energy that was dissipating through those openings is now circulating within your own system. The light that was being siphoned away is now pooling in your heart center, in your solar plexus, in the very core of your being. You are filling up. You are becoming whole. And as this happens, your connection to Source is intensifying because the circuit is no longer broken. The energy can now flow unimpeded between you and the infinite, creating a feedback loop of abundance that grows stronger with each passing day. But I must tell you about something that may arise as a challenge during this process, because I have seen this pattern in many lightworkers before you. As you become more full of your own energy, as you become more whole and more self-contained, You may notice that certain people in your life begin to react in unexpected ways. Those who were accustomed to drawing from your energy will feel the absence of that supply. They may not consciously understand what has changed, but they will feel it on an energetic level, and their unconscious response may be to push harder against your boundaries, to test the limits you have set, to try to reopen the doorways you have closed. This is not because they are necessarily bad people. It is simply because they have become dependent on an energetic dynamic that you are no longer willing to participate in. Today's planetary aspects may trigger some of these confrontations. The Leo moon's need for approval, combined with the friction of the quincunxes, can create situations where you feel pressured to capitulate, to make exceptions, to reassure others that you still care about them, by giving them access they no longer deserve. I want you to understand that holding firm in these moments is not cruelty, it is not selfishness, it is the most loving thing you can do, both for yourself and for them. Because when you return to patterns of depletion, you are not actually helping anyone. You are simply perpetuating a cycle of imbalance that prevents true growth on both sides of the exchange. What I am seeing in the collective field right now is a mass awakening to this truth. You are not alone in this reclamation. Starseeds across the planet are simultaneously recognizing the need to pull their energy back to center. This is happening because humanity is preparing for a massive shift in consciousness, and that shift requires individuals who are whole, who are sovereign, who are no longer giving their power away to external authorities or energy vampires. The old paradigm of spiritual service that demanded constant self-sacrifice is dying. A new paradigm is emerging, one that recognizes that you cannot pour from an empty cup, that true service must flow from overflow rather than depletion, that the most powerful gift you can offer the world is a fully expressed, fully empowered version of yourself. I want to speak now about the family patterns that are woven through this message, because I sense that for many of you, the most challenging boundary work has involved those closest to you. There is something about family bonds that makes them particularly difficult to navigate when you are reclaiming your energy. These are people who have known you since before you understood yourself. They carry memories of who you used to be, expectations based on patterns established in childhood, assumptions about your role within the family system that may no longer align with who you are becoming. I feel strongly that many of you have grown up surrounded by what I might call divine discontent, swirling energies of chaos and challenge that seemed at odds with the sensitive soul you knew yourself to be. You may have wondered many times why you ended up in the family you did. You may have felt like an alien in your own home, unable to understand why your softness was placed among such roughness, why your sensitivity was surrounded by such density. But I want you to understand something profound about this arrangement. Your soul chose those specific characters for specific reasons. They were not mistakes. They were activators. Every person who pushed against your boundaries was teaching you that you had boundaries worth protecting. Every person who challenged your peace was showing you how desperately you needed to claim that peace as your own. Every person who drained your energy was eventually the catalyst that forced you to recognize your energy as valuable enough to guard. This does not mean you need to thank them or forgive them before you are ready. It does not mean their behavior was acceptable, or that you owe them continued access to your life. But it does mean that you can find a strange peace in recognizing the role they played in building you into the person you are becoming. The strength you now possess, the discernment you now practice, the fierce protection of your own essence. None of this would exist if you had not been trained by those challenges. You learned to set boundaries because you had no choice. You learned to value your energy because you experienced what it felt like to have none left. You learned that your presence is a luxury because you gave it away so freely that you witnessed its impact, both when it was present and when it was withdrawn. But here is something I have not yet told you that feels urgent to share. As you continue this work of reclamation, as you continue to pull your energy back and strengthen your boundaries, you may notice a new fear arising. It is the fear of vulnerability with new people. You have become so practiced at protecting yourself that you may find it difficult to let anyone in, even those who arrive with pure intentions and genuine desire to know the real you. I see this pattern in many lightworkers who have done extensive boundary work. They swing from one extreme to another, from having no boundaries at all, to building walls so high that no one can reach them. And while this is an understandable response to the pain of past depletion, it is not the destination. It is merely a resting place along the journey. The truth is that your soul longs for connection. The truth is that you are not meant to walk this path alone. The truth is that there are people being prepared for you right now. People who have done their own work. People who have their own full cups and are not coming to drink from yours. These people are being guided toward you by the same cosmic intelligence that orchestrated your awakening. But if you do not allow yourself to be seen, if you continue to hide the fullness of your story, if you present only the polished version of yourself while keeping the complicated parts locked away, these people will not be able to find you. They will sense something missing. They will feel that you are not fully letting them in, and they may interpret this as a sign that you do not want them, when in reality you are simply afraid of what they might think if they saw everything. I want to encourage you, with all the love that flows through these words, to let yourself be seen. Yes, you have family dynamics that are challenging. Yes, you have a past that includes pain and chaos, and relationships that would be difficult to explain. But the people who are meant for you are not looking for perfection. They are looking for authenticity. They want to know the real you, not the carefully curated version, but the messy, complex, beautifully human soul that has survived everything and is still standing. And when you try to hide parts of yourself, when you delay revealing the complicated aspects of your life, you are actually creating the very disconnection you fear. You are building walls where bridges are needed. You are sending a message that you do not trust them to handle your truth, and that message creates distance rather than intimacy. Something else I need to share with you concerns the rewards that are coming. The councils have been very specific about this. Within 3 weeks of this message reaching you, you are going to receive some form of allowance from the universe. This might manifest as an unexpected financial bonus, a gift from someone in your life, an opportunity that generates income in ways you did not anticipate, or a resource appearing exactly when you need it. For those of you who create content or have online presence, I am seeing specific potential for something you create to gain unusual traction, bringing abundance in surprising quantities. But regardless of the form it takes, this allowance is directly connected to the work you have been doing. It is the universe's way of confirming that you are on the right path, that your choices to protect your energy have been noticed and honored. This is not about deserving in the way your human mind might understand it. It is not a reward for being good or doing things right. It is simply energetic law in action. When you stop giving your energy away indiscriminately, that energy accumulates within your system. When it accumulates within your system, it amplifies your magnetism, your manifestation power, your ability to attract resources and opportunities. The abundance that is coming to you was always meant to be yours. You were simply diverting it to others before it could reach you. Now that you have stopped that diversion, the energy can flow to its intended destination, which is you. I want to offer you some guidance for navigating this day and the days that follow, because the cosmic energies in play require conscious navigation. First, I want you to notice when the need for approval arises within you today. Do not judge it. Do not try to suppress it. Simply notice it. When you feel the pull to perform, to prove yourself, to seek validation from others, recognize this as the Leo moon's energy moving through your system. Acknowledge it with compassion, and then choose differently. You do not need to prove anything to anyone. Your worth is not up for debate. Your value is not contingent upon how well you please others or how polished your presentation is. Second, I want you to be aware of the tendency today to start new things rather than follow through on existing commitments. The planetary alignments are creating an energy of initiation without completion, of enthusiasm without endurance. If you find yourself wanting to abandon projects or relationships or practices that require sustained effort, pause before acting. Ask yourself if this impulse is coming from genuine discernment or from the avoidance that the quincunx energies can trigger. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is stay the course, even when the course feels difficult. Sometimes the breakthrough is just on the other side of the boredom, just beyond the point where you typically give up. Third, I want you to trust the process. This phrase may sound simple, but it contains profound wisdom for today's energies. When you feel anxious about how others perceive you, trust the process. When you feel uncertain about whether your boundary setting has cost you important relationships, trust the process. When you doubt whether the work you have been doing will actually lead to the transformation you are hoping for, trust the process. The universe is not random. Your journey is not accidental. Every step you have taken has been leading somewhere, and even when you cannot see the destination, you can trust that it exists. Faith in the process is the antidote to the anxiety that today's aspects can generate. And now I must tell you about the gift that awaits you in the evening hours. As the moon moves through its journey today, it will form a trine to Chiron, the wounded healer of the zodiac. This aspect, occurring in the early evening by your Pacific time, offers a balm for all the friction that has come before. Chiron represents our deepest wounds, but also our capacity to heal those wounds and help others heal theirs. When the moon forms this harmonious aspect to Chiron, there is an opportunity for profound healing around the very issues that have been triggered throughout the day. The concern over what others think of you, the fear of showing weakness, the anxiety about losing approval, all of this can be released under the gentle grace of the Chiron trine. I want you to create space in your evening for this healing to occur. This might mean journaling about the fears and insecurities that arose during the day. It might mean sitting in meditation and allowing whatever emotions are present to move through your system. It might mean taking a bath, going for a walk in nature, or simply sitting in silence and letting yourself feel whatever needs to be felt. The healing that is available tonight is not just about today's activations. It is about lifetimes of people-pleasing, lifetimes of giving yourself away, lifetimes of believing that your worth was determined by others rather than by your own sovereign recognition of your divine nature. Tonight, if you allow it, something ancient can be released. Something that has been holding you back for incarnations can finally be set free. There is something else unfolding beneath the surface of today's cosmic weather that I must bring to your attention, because it speaks directly to the transformation you are undergoing. The quincunx aspects the moon is making today are not random irritations designed to make your day uncomfortable. They are precision instruments of recalibration, surgical in their purpose, meant to highlight the exact places where your old operating system is still running programs that no longer serve you. When the moon touches Venus in this awkward angle, it is asking you to examine your relationship with love itself. Not romantic love necessarily, but the way you have been conditioned to believe love must be earned through sacrifice, through performance, through the systematic erasure of your own needs. When the moon touches the sun, it is illuminating the gap between who you truly are at your core and the persona you have constructed to be acceptable to others. And when the moon touches Mars, it is revealing where your drive and ambition have been hijacked by the need for external validation, rather than fueled by your own authentic desires. Each of these aspects is a gift wrapped in discomfort, an opportunity disguised as friction. The universe does not waste energy on meaningless irritation. Every challenge today carries a code, and that code, when deciphered, will accelerate your liberation in ways that comfort never could. I must also speak to those among you who are wondering if you have gone too far in your withdrawal, if perhaps you have become too isolated, too protected, too removed from the world you once engaged with so freely. This question itself is evidence of your growth, because the version of you that existed before would never have paused to wonder if you were giving too little. That version only knew how to wonder if you were giving enough. The fact that you can even ask this question means that you have successfully shifted the baseline of your self-perception. You are no longer operating from a place of chronic depletion, where the only direction was outward. You have established a center. You have claimed a home within yourself. And from this home, you can now make conscious choices about when to open the door and when to keep it closed. The answer to whether you have withdrawn too much is not a universal one. It depends on your unique circumstances, your current capacity, and the specific relationships in question. But I will tell you this, the fact that you are asking means that you are ready to begin the next phase, which is learning to extend yourself again, but this time from a place of fullness rather than emptiness, from choice rather than compulsion, from love rather than fear of abandonment. What I have not yet revealed to you is the significance of this particular moment in the larger arc of your soul's journey across incarnations. You have been working toward this breakthrough for longer than you can remember. In lifetime after lifetime, you have been learning the same lesson from different angles, approaching the same mountain from different paths. The lesson has always been about the sanctity of your own energy, the sovereignty of your own being, the non-negotiable truth that you cannot serve your purpose on this planet if you have given yourself away completely. In some lifetimes, you learned this through brutal experiences of betrayal. In others, You learned through the slow erosion of chronic self-sacrifice. In still others, you caught glimpses of the truth but could not hold on to it long enough to create lasting change. But in this lifetime, something is different. The cosmic conditions are aligned in a way they have not been before. The collective consciousness has reached a tipping point that supports individual awakening in unprecedented ways. And you, the specific soul listening to these words, have accumulated enough wisdom across your incarnations to finally anchor this lesson permanently into your being. This is not just another cycle of the same old pattern. This is the culmination. This is the lifetime where the pattern breaks for good. I feel compelled to address the guilt that may still be lingering in the corners of your consciousness, because this guilt is one of the final obstacles between you and complete liberation. You may have set boundaries. Yes. You may have pulled your energy back. Yes. But somewhere inside you, there is still a voice whispering that you are being selfish, that you are abandoning people who need you, that you are failing in your duty as a healer and a light worker by prioritizing yourself. I want to speak directly to this voice, because it does not understand the truth of how energy works. When you were depleted, you were not actually helping anyone. You were offering them a diminished version of your gifts, a watered-down version of your love, a flickering shadow of the light you are capable of shining. Every interaction you had from that depleted state was compromised by your exhaustion, colored by your resentment, limited by your lack of capacity. You thought you were being generous, but you were actually being stingy with your highest potential. Now that you are learning to stay full, now that you are learning to give from overflow, the quality of what you offer is transforming entirely. The people in your life who are capable of recognizing this will begin to notice that your presence feels different, more potent, more clear, more nourishing, and those who only knew how to receive from your depletion may struggle to adjust, but that is their journey to walk, not yours to manage. And finally, I want to plant a seed in your consciousness about what becomes possible when you complete this phase of reclamation and step fully into your power. The councils have shown me glimpses of your potential that would take your breath away if you could see them as clearly as I do. You are not meant to spend your life simply protecting your energy. That is the foundation, not the destination. If you need help stepping fully into your power rather than simply protecting your energy as a lifelong practice, Destiny Engine can reprogram your consciousness to complete this phase of reclamation and embody your breathtaking potential. We are using the Dark Elite's own weapons against them, taking their declassified consciousness technology that programmed limitation and smallness and repurposing it to serve your full emergence. It generates personalized sequences that help you see the glimpses of potential the councils have revealed and demonstrate that energy protection is merely the foundation, not your destination. You can start with a $1 trial. The hardest thing you'll have to do is put on headphones, press play, and allow your consciousness to be reprogrammed to step into the power that's already within you, rather than treating protection as the endpoint. Your breathtaking potential is available now, not someday. Get your Destiny Engine $1 trial now, before this reclamation window closes. Link in the description. The destination is creation. The destination is contribution. The destination is the full expression of whatever unique gift you came here to offer. When your energy field is intact, when your boundaries are solid, when you have established an unshakable relationship with your own worth, you become capable of things you cannot currently imagine. Ideas will flow through you with unprecedented clarity. Opportunities will appear that perfectly match your soul's purpose. People will be drawn to you who are meant to collaborate with you on projects that serve the healing of this planet. The withdrawal you are experiencing now is not permanent retreat. It is the drawing back of the bow before the arrow is released. It is the inhale before the exhale. Everything you are learning about protecting your energy is preparation for being able to extend it in ways that are wildly more impactful than anything you achieved when you were scattered and depleted. The universe is not asking you to become a hermit. It is asking you to become a sovereign creator. And sovereignty must be established before creation can reach its fullest potential. As I bring this transmission to a close, I want you to understand the magnitude of what you have accomplished and what you are becoming. You are not just healing your own patterns. You are healing ancestral lines that stretch back through generations. You are healing collective karma that has kept humanity trapped in cycles of codependency and power imbalance. Every time you choose yourself, You make it easier for others to do the same. Every time you demonstrate that boundaries are not only acceptable, but necessary for true love to exist, you give permission to everyone who witnesses you to claim that same right for themselves. The version of you that is emerging from this process is more powerful than you can currently imagine. You are becoming a sovereign being who does not need external validation to know your own worth. You are becoming a clear channel through which divine energy can flow without obstruction. You are becoming the fullest expression of your soul's potential. And this expression is exactly what the Earth needs at this critical time in her evolution. The challenges you have faced were not punishments, they were preparations. And what you have been prepared for is now beginning to unfold. I want to leave you with this image, this vision that the councils have shared with me of your future self. I see you standing in complete peace, complete wholeness, complete sovereignty over your own energy. I see relationships that are balanced and reciprocal surrounding you. People who give as much as they receive, who honor your boundaries as sacred, who cherish your presence as the luxury it truly is. I see abundance flowing to you from multiple directions because you have become a clear vessel for receiving. I see your creative gifts fully expressed, your voice speaking truths that heal and awaken, your presence transforming every room you enter simply by being authentically, unapologetically yourself. This is not fantasy. This is the trajectory you have set yourself upon by doing the work you have done. This is where your courage and your commitment are leading you. Remember who you are. Remember why you came. Remember that the peace you have reclaimed is not selfish but sacred. Remember that your presence is the gift. Your energy is the treasure. Your boundaries are the guardians of everything you are meant to become. The universe sees you. The councils honor you. And the rewards for your courage are already making their way to you through dimensions of light and love. I am Seraphine. We love you and we are watching over you.